Hello, my dear student. Welcome you all in science class. So today again I am here with the chapter 14, that is water. This is the part 2. In this part we are going to learn about the water cycle. So definitely student, water cycle is important to learn, as we have discussed about how this water is available to us in the previous part. Now as the availability of water is there, so this water gets rotated in the form of circle. What happens there? We are utilizing that water, it goes into the drain, then it goes, drains are getting attached to the rivers, and then again water get merged with it, and then the rivers get connected to the ocean, so that ultimately finally the water goes into the ocean, in the water bodies, and wherever. So and from there what happens, that water again gets evaporated, it goes into the sky, forms the cloud, and then in the form of rainfall it comes down on the earth's surface. So this is what happened in this. The water is being circulated, the forms of water is being changed, and then it is being circulated in a circle. You know, like the water gets evaporated, after the evaporation condensation will be there, and then it will be coming back precipitate in the form of precipitation and all, so that in the form of rainfall that water comes down on the earth's surface. So this is what this is all about, the water cycle. So water cycle consists of three things, the three main things that are: first one is evaporation, second is condensation, and third one is precipitation. Evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, these are the three steps which are there, which are involved to circulate the water in the nature. How does water get circulated? So let's learn about the first thing, that is evaporation. Evaporation means as from the water body, evaporation, the water gets converted into the vapor form. The water, liquid water or the water droplets get converted into the vapor form. As it is gaining the heat from the surrounding, it is the water. Suppose if I am making a cycle here, the water body is here. This is, and this, due to the sun, what happens here? This water gaining the heat from the sun, and by gaining the heat, what will happen? This water will be getting evaporated, as this water gets evaporated, the water vapors are being generated. That is the process of conversion of liquid water into the vapor. That is called as evaporation. So here the water gets evaporated, vapors are being formed, and this process is called as evaporation. As this water gets evaporated, vapors are being formed, and these vapors, as they are going to the top, because of their vapors are going to become light in weight. So they are going at the top in the atmosphere, and there they are going to condense and forming clouds. They are getting condensed there. So we were talking about evaporation, the first step. Water gets evaporated from the water body. This is one of the step. There are many things, many processes are running in the nature, from where, from that part the water gets evaporated. If we talk about, as we have washed the cloth, after washing the cloth we are going to dry them in the sun. So as we are keeping the cloth into the sun, what happens? That water gets evaporated from there, and from the cloth as water gets evaporated, so what will happen? Clothes will be getting dry. Another one, the plant's leaves. There are many plants available on the earth's surface. So leaves are also having the stomata present here. That is the small openings present in the stomata. From there, the water, the excess amount of water which is available in plant body, that is going to get evaporate from them. That is, this process is called as transpiration. In the transpiration process, water gets evaporated from the aerial part of the plant body, and again it will be accumulating into the atmosphere. Accumulation will be there in the atmosphere. So this is another way by which the water gets evaporated. Likewise, there are many of the activities which are running in the nature. The water will be getting evaporated, and they are going to get accumulate into the atmosphere. So the second condition comes here, that is condensation. In this condensation, what happens? These water droplets get accumulated at the top. They are going to get cooled here. So due to the cooling effect, as at the top they are going in the sky, the heat, they are getting the cool surfaces. So due to the cooling effect, these vapors get converted into the droplets once again. So here they are forming the droplets of water in the clouds. So, and these droplets, as they are going to get condensed and they are going to get accumulated there in the huge quantity, they are going to form the clouds. These are the clouds which are being formed there. And then the process by which the water gets converted from water vapor to the water droplets, known as condensation. Now the third process, that is called as precipitation. This is a third process. What happens in the precipitation? The water droplets which are condensed there to form the clouds, and the clouds are being formed here. This is having the excess amount of water in it. When it is going to have the bulk amount of water, that water droplets, due to the heavy weight, these droplets will may fall on the earth's surface in the form of rain. In the form of rain, that droplets comes down on the earth's surface, and the falling of these droplets from the clouds on the earth's surface, known as the precipitation. Known as the precipitation. So student, here they say in this way the water gets circulated in the nature, it gets evaporated, get condensed and then precipitate. Again, that makes the availability of water on the earth's surface. This process continues in the nature. This is called as water cycle. So hope you all understood about the water cycle very nicely. We'll be learning more things about the chapter in the next part. Till the time, thank you and have a